Hey y'all, welcome to the Homestead Prepper Workshop. Now we're going to be doing a project today. This is what we're going to be making. This is a pretty simple thing to make that will help you both in normal life in your garden, and it's also something that could be used in a grid down situation to help with your defensive perimeter. You know, if your first plan is to bug in, which ours is, you're going to have to establish some sort of defensive perimeter around your property, and you're probably not going to want to do that now, because it's you know, have a fence up, but you don't want to have anything too crazy up. So what this is this this started out as tomato stakes. I would take I don't like having to make new stakes every year out of wood, so I would buy 3/8 or 1/2 inch rebar 20-foot sticks and cut it into 3-foot sections or 4-foot sections, and that would be my tomato stakes. Well, when we started looking at things about defensive perimeter of the house, I decided pretty quick that I wanted to have the ability to string up some Tanglefoot. Now what Tanglefoot is it's barbed wire that is low to the ground, like 2 inches to 12 inches, to maybe 1.5 foot, just strung every which way. Like, it's not fences, it's strung every way. You have posts everywhere, and it's just zigzagged across there. It makes that just a terrible obstacle to get across. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. Tanglefoot is something to really think about. And if you have something like these and you have some spools of barbed wire put back, you can in a day get out there and rig up Tanglefoot around your perimeter, and yeah, within a few hours you can really help your defensiveness. People will not be able to get through that without making noise. You can hang some tin cans with rocks in it. You will know when somebody either doesn't know where the path is or they're trying not to use the path. So I felt like that would be something very valuable for us to have, and so I started making these, and that's what the when I put these loops in, I make sure that I leave a gap, and that's so I can slide barbed wire in there to help rig these up quickly. So let me show you what I use to do this. Okay, these are a couple of different jigs that you can lock in a vise to help bend it around. This is the easiest to use. This one I use when I use a torch somewhat. You're gonna have to, well, I heat the steel. It's easiest to use a forge. If you don't have access, you can use a torch. There are bending jigs that you can get. I believe even China Freight, Harbor Freight, has some benders that might be able to bend this cold. I wouldn't testify to it. I like to heat it to bend it, but let me show you my process. We'll do the first one with the forge. First one is going to be near the end of the rebar here. I'm not going to quench anything. Part. Straight over to an anvil, close this up, but you don't want to close it up all the way. You want that gap right there. Now, because this isn't any kind of high carbon steel, we can go ahead and quench it. If you don't have access to and don't want to construct or aren't able to construct a forge, but you do have access to oxyacetylene torches or oxypropane, you can use them to heat your material for the bending. going to do the same thing here. And make sure that you leave a gap on your loop there. Get the general idea how you would put wire through this thing. Well, y'all, that's it. That's my idea. That's something I do to as far as our security is concerned, and we do use these every year in our garden, and I make a few more every year. Just you'd be amazed how quickly it adds up. You know, you spend I don't know, spend about $30 on rebar one year, and you do it every year, and before long you've got a stack of these, and if anything goes down, I can pretty quickly throw up a decent perimeter that would slow people down. I'm not expecting to be able to stop, you know, a determined large force, but I want to be able to make it to where it's just not worth it to bother me and mine, where there's easier picking somewhere else. And I think it would also, it's a force multiplier in the effect that it would slow down a group enough to where we would stand a chance, either in a fight or to get away, whichever we determine. But anyway, if you like the video, hit the like button, please. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel.